needs to grab that little elf and chuck him across the
What's up, guys? It's your boy, Benny. Freedom of the press is one of the first rights we have here in this country. Our founders knew that a free press would give voice to the people. But what about the press today? What about when the government takes control of the press and then uses it as an organ for power? Well, what you get there is propaganda. What does propaganda mean? Propaganda is information, especially biased or misleading in nature, used to promote or publicize a particular political cause or point of view, meaning that the powerful political organs in a country can grab hold of media and can push propaganda images. You can go ahead and check out some of the more famous propaganda images throughout all time. Clearly, propaganda is something that's used by all nations and all media in order to push their own identity and to push their own policies or to silence people, which is exactly what CNN is doing in their propaganda machine. CNN boss Jeff Zucker told staff not to probe lab leak theory because it was a Trump talking point. Oh, that seems like a very viable reason to not talk about something with your thousands of journalists, to not even probe something. Meanwhile, CNN boss Jeff Zucker has been fired for probing his own staff, if you know what I mean. But nonetheless, these journalists were not allowed to go and to look into the true origin of COVID-19, the lab that was funded by Dr. Fauci. They were too excited to have Dr. Fauci on their airwaves. CNN's president, Jeff Zucker, told staff not to investigate lab leak theory behind the origins of COVID-19 because he thought it was a Trump talking point, according to the report. A well-placed insider told Fox News Digital on Monday that Zucker gave the order in the early months of the coronavirus pandemic. People are slowly waking up from the fog, an insider told us to Fox News Digital. It's kind of crazy that we didn't chase this harder. Mainstream news organizations, including CNN and the New York Times, MSNBC, and others, have been pillared in recent days following the government report that concluded that it came from a lab. This is causing Elon Musk to say maybe we should flag CNN as disinformation. Check this out from Colin Rugg. CNN told their staff not to share COVID-19 lab leak theory due to it being a Trump talking point. That is by definition taking the news and calling yourself independent and using yourself as a cudgel against the politician you don't like. Hey, Elon Musk, when are you going to label CNN as state-affiliated media? Great question here, and Elon responded, good point. If an organization portrays itself as balanced, but is not, it should be labeled to inform the public. I am a conservative. I am a member of the freedom movement in this country. I will tell you my priors right up front. I don't pretend to be non-biased. I'm a human being. I'm not a robot. I believe in things. I'm going to fight for those things. So Elon Musk would never label me because I am out in the open. So are the people at Fox News and the Daily Wire and so on. So is Tucker Carlson. You're like out in the open with what you believe, and you're making a case for it. But CNN claims that they are independent. And Elon Musk says, I'm going to label them not independent. They should be labeled to inform the public. Agreed, many people at CNN still believe CNN is a fair news outlet. Nailed it. Amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't stop lying, grow up and be a reporter at CNN. Okay, all right. Boomer gold there. Well, this is going to be very, very dangerous for CNN. CNN has 61 million followers. The reason why they have so many followers is, well, because people assume that this is just independent news. By the way, 61 million followers, and they can't even get 2 retweets. They can't even get 20 retweets, 19 retweets, 28 retweets. It's fake. It's all fake. It's not real. It's all fake, just like everything else broadcast on CNN. CNN's long history of pushing disinformation. Here are 5 examples. Russia collusion. False. Hunter Biden's laptop. They said it wasn't his laptop. False. It is his laptop. Nick Sandmann. They said that Nick Sandmann was a vicious racist. They had to settle a defamation lawsuit with him. Nick Sandmann, now a rich kid because of CNN. Misrepresenting ivermectin and Joe Rogan. Variety of CNN pundits and host accused podcasting giant Joe Rogan of taking horse dewormer last year when he announced that he was taking ivermectin, prescribed by a doctor. comments were so plentiful and peeved Rogan that he forced CNN's chief medical correspondent to admit that his colleagues were wrong. This was so incredibly based. Jesse Smollett. CNN ran with the Jesse Smollett hoax that during a polar vortex, MAGA people were roaming around Chicago with bleach and with nooses in order to attack people. Listen, man, CNN is totally fake news. And so Elon Musk, in his righteous indignation, is saying he's probably going to label them fake news on Twitter, which would be, again, devastating. This is a very interesting poll showing that only 9% considered American news to have no bias. This was before COVID-19 here. That's the polling right there. A fair amount of bias, 36%. A little bias, 30%. A great deal of bias, 20%. So the preponderance, you have 80%, 85% here saying, yep, it has bias. Twitter is the news source of truth, Elon Musk said. And maybe that's why reporters actually hate Twitter. Remember what CNN said about Elon Musk's takeover of Twitter?
Who knows? I think that's an example of a broader question for Twitter, which is if you get invited to something where there are no rules, where there is total freedom for everybody, do you actually want to go to that party, or are you going to decide to stay home? And that's a question for Twitter users. Some Twitter users might love the idea that there's going to be absolutely no moderation and no rules at all. Others might not want to be anywhere near that. Am I crazy, Matt?
No, you're right. And what?
Oh, man. Look at that. The face of a man who's never been invited to any party in his entire life. Brian Stelter. Speaking of not being invited to any parties, human douche nozzle, I guess, is the best word for this guy. I don't even know who this reporter is. So Jonathan Villagoli had the unenviable task of explaining that because Elon Musk took over Twitter, CBS News was going to stop using Twitter out of an abundance of caution.
All remaining engineers, in light of the uncertainty around Twitter and out of an abundance of caution, CBS News is pausing its activity on the social media site as it continues to monitor the platform, Major.
Jonathan Vigliotti, thank you.
Okay, so Mr. Vigliotti, exactly how will you communicate with your call? Like, how will reporters tweet their stories if they are not tweeting? What you're going to do? You're going to post it on Tumblr? You're going to MySpace it? Elon Musk, in his own words, ladies and gentlemen, talking about truth on the internet and why it was so important to buy Twitter.
How do you see Twitter if we say 5 years down the road? What's your vision for this platform? What should it do?
Be as useful as possible, as entertaining as possible, and also to be like a source of truth. Like if you want to find out what's going on and what's really going on, then you should be able to go on X, the X app, and find out. So it's a source of truth and a maximally useful, I guess app is about the wrong word, but system. And Twitter is essentially an accelerant to that sort of maximally useful everything app.
A source of truth is something so sorely needed in this world where the woke are destroying even our definition of truth, what it means to be true, black and white, binary code. The woke are coming and scrambling everything. Woke ideology is what the incompetent use to displace the competent. And Elon Musk says true to that. While demonizing them, Jordan Peterson followed up with the very idea of competence. Elon Musk, again, saying, yes, true. Wokeness is the greatest threat the Western world has ever faced. Elon Musk agrees. Journalism is a dying profession. Exhibit 48,000 from Ian Michael Chong's. Fetterman should confront America's ableism problem. This is a guy who was elected to represent the people of Pennsylvania, and he is unable to do that because he lied to the people of Pennsylvania about his medical state, and now he's been hospitalized for who knows how long. Elon Musk responded to that with a couple of exclamation points. Speaking again of the disinformation master of the universe, Dr. Fauci, now it's become clear to everyone with eyes that can see that Fauci organized a cover-up to quash the lab leak. Here's a reminder that he tried to fool the public on the science of lockdowns and COVID mitigation. This is from Jay Bhattacharya, one of the most celebrated scientists and epidemiologists in the world. Elon Musk saying exactly, Fauci egregiously betrayed the public trust. Ladies and gentlemen, this is absolutely spectacular. Public shaming is a good thing. And Elon Musk saying that he's going to flag CNN as misinformation, as a news site that spreads misinformation, as a state actor, is just spectacularly delicious. And we have one final montage for you in showing you precisely how quickly and how important Elon Musk's purchase of Twitter quickly changed the news cycle. Check out what happened to corporate journalists the moment that Elon Musk took over and stopped censoring on Twitter, especially as it is pursuant the Hunter Biden story.
Emails.
A really fishy story.
The Post claimed that the emails were found on a laptop computer that was brought to a repair shop in Delaware in the spring of 2019.
The FBI is now investigating whether those alleged Hunter Biden emails are actually connected to a larger foreign intelligence operation.
They may be related to a foreign intelligence operation.
Foreign intelligence operation.
Foreign intelligence.
Foreign intelligence.
Foreign intelligence operation.
For all we know, these emails are made up.
The information found on the laptop may be part of a Russian disinformation campaign.
Part of a Russian disinformation effort.
Described by many intelligence experts as having hallmarks.
All the hallmarks of a Russian disinformation.
Russian
Disinformation campaign.
This is a classic example of the right-wing media machine.
Interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Well, now that very same network, CNN, that is on your screen right now, is full throttle admitting that the Hunter Biden laptop not only is real, but are gleaning reporting from it. That's been verified, of course, by the New York Times, CBS News, and so on, and so on, and so on. Are you tired of being lied to? I certainly am. I am sick of it. And more importantly, all that we need is not to be the number one arbiters of truth. Even this program, when we make mistakes, we'll admit it. Sometimes news moves fast. I can tell you this, we're 100% independent and ain't nobody pulling the strings around here other than me and our understanding of what is happening in the world today. And we do our best day and night, 24 hours a day to deliver that to you. But I will say this, that it is wonderful to have a ecosystem on Twitter where you can actually create a consensus around an issue and the evidence can be seen and it can no longer be censored by the vicious, evil, woke, communist tyrants that wish to destroy this world. God bless Elon Musk for fighting them. Please label CNN as misinformation. We're fighting for you here on this channel to save America. My name is Benny Johnson. See ya. Thank you for watching. Our channel is here to meme the libs until they cry and then to meme them crying. Their tears, they taste just like sweet, delicious ice cream. Salty, too. We ridicule the establishment and the libs because of you. Your support keeps us going. So if you like what you saw, please punch the subscribe button, click like, and ring the little bell so that you know when we're live. Don't you want to know when we're live? And make sure that you subscribe to our email list just in case the plug gets pulled, as tends to happen. If you want to see more of our videos, click here or here. My name is Benny Johnson. Stay free, base patriots.